Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, the weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self-improvement. I am so delighted you're here with me today. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I think is affecting a lot of people, and it's a message that I've been channeling lately when I've been doing my lives, and that is that everything is going to be okay. All is well. You have not done anything wrong. Many of you feel like you've gotten off course or you're on the wrong path. And even if you're not one of those people, I want this podcast episode today just to encourage you to keep going. And I want to give you some tips for how to struggle just a little bit less in life. So the message that has been coming out for me every time I want to go live or anytime I just sit down, even channeling for myself, is that you are not on the wrong path. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't take any wrong turns. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Sometimes when we go through shifts in life, we feel uncomfortable. We feel stuck. We feel so many other uncomfortable emotions. But it all happens for a reason. We were not meant to stay the same in life. And having the same job for 30 or 40 years, while that's an amazing thing, it's not really what we're supposed to be doing. If you're happy in it, that's wonderful. But a lot of people get stuck in careers that they don't love. And we were not supposed to stay in these awful jobs for 30 and 40 years. I was talking to a therapist the other day, and she said, I think it is so incredible that people think we have to just stay in these jobs that suck for so long. She said the younger people have figured it out. You're not supposed to stay where you don't feel good. So if you don't love your job, and I know there's going to be people out there saying, well, that's just the way it is. You have to make money. We need people to do jobs. I get it. But really, you aren't supposed to be miserable in life. And so if getting up and going to that same job makes you miserable, then something has to change. Or even staying in that relationship, because that's the same too. I know I'm going to get maybe some flack for this, but you aren't meant to stay in a relationship for years and years and years if it isn't working for you. People change. And I know a lot of religion teaches that divorce is bad and it's evil and it's a sin, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that because if I would have stayed in my marriage, I don't think I would even be here today. And I know some of you are saying, well, that's different. If it's toxic, you need to get out. But it's not different. Because if it is something that is sucking the life out of you, why would you stay? I say this over and over again all the time in my life. And I truly believe in this. You don't have to keep making the same mistake over and over again just because you've spent so long making it. And what I mean by that is you don't have to stay in a marriage that isn't working for you. You don't have to stay in a job that's sucking the life out of you. You don't have to be around friendships and be around people or family who do that same thing, who make you feel bad about yourself. We end up feeling like we have to do different things because this is what society tells us. This is the norm. We have built these norms. But the problem is, if these norms are causing you pain and they're causing you anguish, then this is something that you need to stop doing. And that's hard. It's really hard, especially if it's family. And I get it. But I was just writing one of the last chapters of my new book, and I'm doing the finishing touches of this book, and I can't wait for it to come out because it's all about grief and the grief journey and my process, like what I went through losing my ex-husband and then losing my mom. And in that chapter, I was talking about how some people in my family, the way that they process grief was to push people away. And in a particular, if you buy the book, you'll know, but my brother and I had a big falling out, and we're mending that now. But at the time, it was just doing things that were not respectful. And I had to just walk away from that and just let it be. because nothing I was doing was making any difference. It was just making it worse. And I was being disrespected, and I had to choose me. And that felt horrible at first, but in the end, it was the right thing to do, because the space, when I said, okay, you go do your thing, and I'm not going to even be a part of that, I'm just going to stay here and do my thing, it created a space for healing and for change. We can't make people do anything, right? The only person we can control is ourselves. So if you're sitting there and you're staying in something and you're saying, I'm going to force this change, or I'm going to make them, that's not the way it works. People only change when they want to. And sometimes that change comes when you disconnect yourself and you say, you know what? I'm going to protect my energy. You do what you need to do. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to take care of myself. That is how sometimes we can affect change, because being in someone's face all the time and saying, hey, you're disrespecting me, and hey, and this and that, it doesn't make a bit of difference. People are going to people, right? They're going to do what they do. And you are not going to change that just by saying you want someone to respect you. So sometimes you have to put up those boundaries, and sometimes those boundaries are physical boundaries of, I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to contact you, I'm just going to leave you alone. And when you're ready to come around, you will or you won't. And that's life. It can hurt. It can be very painful because it's family or a friend or whoever. But it's necessary, because otherwise people just walk all over you. Because again, people be people, and they be people in it, and they do what they're going to do. And for most people, it's they want to get their needs met in whatever way they can. And oftentimes it's by disrespecting other people. So if you find yourself in toxic friendships, toxic family relationships, or jobs, or romantic relationships, it's time for you to start taking care of you. Just because you've been in it for so long doesn't mean that you can't change. You need change. You need to remember that what's happening, all of this stuff coming up, is because we're shifting and we're up-leveling. And sometimes that means people can't go with us where we're going. It doesn't mean we don't love them, but we're not aligned with them. You know, it's hurtful, but sometimes people don't support you. The people who should be there being your cheerleader and cheering you on, they're not always the ones who do. I've learned that in my own life when I post new things, or I have family in my life, friends who could care less. Like, they don't support anything, and that's okay. You just have to be okay with that. And yes, it does hurt, but it can't stop you from doing what you want to do. You have to be who you are. So although some of you feel like I'm not on the right path, I've gotten thrown off course somewhere, you're not. We are meant to shift. We're not meant to stay the same in life. And so some of you are experiencing that shift. So how can you work through this and start to feel good again? And some of you have already gotten past this point. I know some of you are already on the upswing. You're on the other side of this, and you're starting to see things fall into place, and you're feeling great, and that's awesome. Keep going. But for those of you who are still stuck in this, and these shifts are still happening, the universe wants you to know you did not do anything wrong. So stop worrying. Stop worrying, because the worrying isn't helping you. It's not doing anything positive for you. It's just keeping you stuck in a mental prison. And instead, start trusting the universe and start allowing things to unfold for you. I keep hearing this over and over again, everywhere I go. Allow the unfolding. Just allow the unfolding. And what that means for me is stop trying to control everything so much, and instead sit back and keep talking to your spiritual team. They want you to ask for anything. In a message that I channeled, I think it was the day before yesterday, one of the things that came out is life isn't supposed to be such a struggle. Start asking for help whenever you need it. No request is too small or too big. So we get afraid to ask for help all the time, or we just don't think about asking for help. I know that that's something that used to happen to me. Some crisis would come up, and I would be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with this? And it wasn't until I started learning to stop what I was doing, take a breath, and say, okay, all is well. This is working out for my highest good. Please allow this to work out for my highest good. And I can give you an example of this. I went out to visit my daughter in Colorado just a few weeks ago. And she picks me up from the airport. I get in her car and she puts on her brakes and it makes a horrible noise. Like, what is going on with your car? She said, oh, well, they said I need new brakes because it's metal on metal. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, you should not be driving around in this, first of all. So I made her make an appointment to get her brakes done. And I was like, I'm paying for you to get your brakes, whatever. Well, we need to get this figured out because you can't drive with this car like this. And so I said to my angels, I'm like, okay, let's take care of this. Please help this work out. And when we found a reputable place, and it wasn't cheap because she needed like a whole new brake job. But they said, we have 0% financing for 6 months. I'm like, okay, there you go. This is doable. We can do this. This is fine. This is wonderful. So things will work out. You have to keep talking to your team and you have to keep trusting your team. And the other thing is you have to get yourself grounded. And one of the cards that came out today was retreat. Go within, take some time for yourself, do some self-care, because when you get those intuitive hits, I know there's so many of you out there who are, your guides are giving you guidance and you're just not paying attention and you're not receiving it because your energy is all over the place. You're drained. You're just trying to make it through life, right? You're just on the struggle bus and you're just trying to get through your day. The universe wants you to slow down. Do some meditation, do some grounding work. You can do a lot of simple grounding techniques. There are excellent techniques on YouTube. I have some on my YouTube channel, like a guided meditation for grounding or even just a simple grounding exercise. I have them on my Patreon page too. You can sign up for free to go there and find those. Just do some simple grounding exercise. Meditation, whatever it is you need to do, even just breathing techniques and listening to some music to get yourself out of that. You're in like your fight or flight mode all the time. And we need to regulate our nervous system and get back into our bodies and out of our heads. And we need to get in touch with ourselves so that we can get the messages that the universe is giving us, because we are being given guidance every day. We don't always hear it, and that's why you need to work on taking care of yourself. Some of you are not doing the self-care, and the universe, I am hearing like they're not taking care of themselves. I get it, because I am guilty of that sometimes too. You need to take better care of yourself. And if this is something where you're not sleeping at night, I was having a really, really hard time sleeping. I would fall asleep, but wake up every hour. And I found some things that have really been truly helpful, and I've been sleeping well through the night. And there have just been, I think, some different, I was deficient in magnesium, so I started taking that. And it's the magnesium glycinate. Started taking that, and I started taking a few other things just to help me kind of relax. And I've been sleeping really well, which is great because I think it's helping a lot. I feel more focused during the day and I don't get that afternoon crash like I used to all the time. It's important for you to work on whatever you need to feel like your energy is back, that you're focused, because the universe is always trying to guide our steps. We just need to hear that guidance. And know that there is still magic in the world. The universe wants you to see the world like through the eyes of a child, how magical everything is. As children, didn't certain things to you feel magical? For me, there were several things that always felt magical as a kid. Number one was Christmas. I always loved it. It was my favorite. The second thing was when we would have our school picnics, because there were always carnival rides and it was amazing. The universe wants you to see the world like you saw the world when you felt those magical feelings when you saw Christmas or when you saw your school picnic or whatever it was for you that made you feel like this is the most amazing thing ever. Whatever that is for you, that's how the universe wants you to feel in life. And part of the way that we do that is to stop trying so hard. Just let go. Let go. It's like when you're trying to swim upstream. You get so tired and In fact, a lot of people, when they drown, it's because they've been fighting so hard. And instead of just floating, trying to float, right? You let go and you just let the tide take you, which is what you're supposed to do. They're fighting upstream and they don't have any energy left. And that's how you're feeling in life. You've been fighting and fighting upstream for so long that you're just completely drained. And the universe just wants you to relax. Just let go. Trust. Trust that you'll be taken where you need to go. Just relax. Let go. Let go of the need to control. And just allow yourself to go with the flow and go where you need to go. Trusting that the universe is going to take you exactly where you need to be. That's asking a lot. I know we find it hard to trust, but it's really important that you do, because the universe, another channel of message was, I have a plan for your life. Just let go. You're not on the wrong path. I have a plan. Trust that the universe is your Uber driver, right? They're going to get you to the right place. You just got to relax and sit in the back and work on yourself and just take care of yourself. Replenish your energy, relax, rejuvenate, do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. And things will start getting easier for you. So I wanted to pull some cards today for guidance, and I pulled some cards from Angela Rose's deck. And the first one that came out is Soul Cup. This is all about self-care. We cannot serve others if we are not first serving ourselves. We need to fill up our soul cup first. Do you feel soul full or soul drained? That's a good question. How do you feel today? Soul full or soul drained? What can you do today to fill up your soul cup? And there's a mantra that goes with this card. Today I honor my mind, body, spirit. I will do one thing today that brings me joy. If you have to schedule it in your phone, do it. In fact, that's what I want you to do. I want you to make an event in your phone for every day that says, do one thing for self-care. And then I want you to actually do something for yourself. Whether you go get a massage, or you go get a cup of coffee, or you go and visit with a friend, whatever it is that makes your soul happy, do it. Schedule that time for yourself because you deserve it. Next, we have breathe. Bring your breath to the lowest part of your stomach. Feel your stomach expand. When we breathe, we lower anxiety and stress levels and come back to the in-flow feeling. What did I tell you? I did not pick these cards until after I picked the topic for this, and I had no idea this one came out. It talks about being in the flow. Isn't that what I said? Stop trying to struggle so much. Let go. Let go of the need to control and start being in the flow. There's an action step that goes with this. If you are where you can do this, you can probably do this even if you're driving. But take 3 deep breaths in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And just be present with yourself. How are you feeling right now? There's a mantra that goes with this card, and it's I inhale love, I exhale peace. And the last card that came out is become your soul, not your role. Who are you at your core? You are not the role you play in life or the many hats you wear. You are much more than that. You don't have to be what the society, your family expects you to be. You just need to be. Who is that at your core? Who are you? You need to figure that out. There's an action step. It says journal who you think you are at your core. What do you value? What matters most to you? Yeah, it's about really getting to know who you are. It's time you start doing that. And the mantra that goes with this card is, I am a divine soul. At your core, if nothing else, you are a divine soul. You are deeply loved. And you need to remember who you are. You need to remember how powerful you are And it's time for you to start taking back that power. All right, guys. Well, I hope that this message resonated for you. I hope that it was helpful. If you would like to work with me, I offer so many things. I have a one-on-one session that I offer for coaching if you would like to work on any area of your life, whether you just want to work on taking back your power, you want to work on getting rid of those limiting beliefs that feel like they're keeping you stuck. I offer readings online too, half-hour and hour card readings. All of this is available on my website at melissaoatman.com/store. You can go and you can look at everything that I offer. I also have a Patreon page, and you can sign up for a free trial to see what it's like. Sign up for the all-inclusive membership. That's the $10 a month membership, because then you will get to join us for our live. We go live each week, and there we do a card reading. I do readings for each individual person. And then we also sometimes work on topics like self-love or getting rid of limiting beliefs. Really, it's whatever the group wants to work on, because it's all about you guys getting the most out of this group. And it's such a supportive and wonderful group. I had someone comment on Facebook the other day, like, I love our tribe, and was thanking me for bringing them together, but they're amazing. So I'm so proud of them. If you would like to join us, I would love for you to join us. It's no obligation. If you join us for 7 days and you don't feel like it's for you, you can simply let your membership expire. It also gives you extra episodes of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I do episodes simply for Patreon that are not published live, and I tend to be a little more personal on those episodes and give more personal advice. So I would love for you to check that out and join us. Also, I would like to mention that I have my book, Beautifully Broken. If you or anyone you know has gone through a breakup and you're struggling to put your life back together again and find out how to attract better relationships, that is also available there, Beautifully Broken. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, and also audiobook.com if you'd like the audiobook version. And look out for my new book coming out pretty soon, all about grief and the grief journey. So we'll be giving you an update more when that becomes available. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I am sending you so much love and light. Remember, go with the flow. Let your life be more at ease. I will talk to you guys next week.